For the cheapest Madden coins available, check out my sponsor One Stop Mutt to start building that God Squad you've always wanted today. Use code WAZ to get 15% off your order. What is going on, everyone? Wizard of Waz here with another Madden 21 video, and today, actually, I got a little bit lucky. I was able to come home a little bit early from work, and I think I'm going to be able to get this video recorded and out to y'all this evening. I was going to try and get it out to y'all late tonight, but as it is a coin method, the earlier the better so that less people know about it. I'm sure other YouTubers will figure this out and make videos on it, so I wanted to get this out to y'all as quick as possible. It's a really, really good method, and it is incredibly simple. It's probably the simplest method of the year other than like the gap method and then just sniping, but it's a very, very simple method, and it's very profitable. Like we did in one of my last coin method videos, I'm going to talk about it here just really quickly, how to do it, just the basics. So if you just trust me implicitly, you can just watch this first part and go do it. The second part, we're going to go over to the spreadsheet on the computer, and we're going to talk about why it works, and if you don't, you're a little skeptical and all that, we'll work through the numbers and I'll show you why it actually works. And again, that part is actually very important if you want to potentially find these for yourself in the future, which is the best way to do it. So if you want to stick around for that second part, that's going to be the last half of the video. First part, we're just going to go over it right here. And of course, if you are enjoying my videos, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like on this video if this one helps you out in particular. Thank y'all so much for being here. Comment below and let me know how y'all have been doing with making coins and everything. It's a little difficult right now with the lack of content. No weekend league, no solo battles, but we're going to get there. Once we get more content, we'll have more methods out and things like that and more ways we can make coins. Alright, so full disclosure, I apparently completely forgot to screen capture the PS4 while I was doing it, so I had to go and screen capture afterwards. So if some of the stuff that's going on behind me isn't really lining up with what I'm saying exactly, with like the amount of training that I say I have and all that stuff, that's why I tried to match it up as best as I could, but some of the stuff I was narrating as I was doing it, so it was hard to do after the fact. But just be aware, that's why some of the stuff might not match behind me. So to start out with this method, of course, the first thing that you want to do is go and get some cheap training. Now, at the time I was calculating out all these numbers before I actually did the method, 90s were actually the cheapest. You can go check out that spreadsheet I have linked down below. If you want to see what the lowest training values, the best training values you can get is, you can save that sheet if you want, save a copy, make it your own, and you can plug in values. Obviously, you can't edit it on that sheet that I have because it's just available to the internet. That would be bad. But you can go and copy it and make your own if you want, see what the cheapest training values are. But that's essentially what you're going to do. I did it with 90s and all my calculations. 87s are actually the best right now, so I'm going to go and snipe myself an 87, and once I do that, we'll go ahead and quick sell, and we'll get into the method. So I have 3,000 total training now, but I'm only going to spend 1,800 towards the method here so we can kind of get a gauge of how much I make versus how much I spent on it. So let me go over here. Of course, now that we have our training, we're going to go into the store. Like with a lot of methods right now, we're going to be working with re-rolls. The trick to these right now is knowing what to do with these re-rolls. We are going to be rolling just the 76 to 78 overall superstar packs, and once we get all of those, we're literally just going to sell them, guys. And I'm going to go show you all the numbers after this right now. So you have a lot of things you can do with these 76 to 78s. You can either put them in the 80 to 82 power-ups. You can put them in the team builders and all that. We're going to go over all those numbers in just a bit. Let me roll all of these. I'm going to roll 1,800 training points worth, and then we'll go over the rest of it. All right, so we've now re-rolled all 1,800 worth of the training points. Didn't take very long, like 5-7 minutes. So we have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 exactly, I think. No, this guy had 31, so we had 31. I may have opened one extra, whatever. So I had 30 with the 1,800 training. You roll that into the 16 training pack. That's what you get. You get 30 of them. So obviously, depending on whatever you're able to get the training cheapest at, might be 90s, might be 88s, whatever, you're going to be able to roll a different amount than what I did unless you get 87s. But you have a couple different things that you can do with these 76 to 78s. So down here in the MVP sets, you can throw them into this one and get some 80 to 82s, and then you can use these 80 to 82s to build these superstar players, and then eventually work your way up to the heroes if you want to do that. The other thing that you can do is go and throw all of the 77s and above into the team builders, and that's what we were doing in one of my previous videos, which was the Fend method. You threw in the 77s to 79s, and then the 80s to 82s from the other set that we were putting the 76s in to get the 80s to 82s in to complete this set. That's not what we're going to do here. The reason we're not going to do that is, one, these team builders have dropped in price. They're like 50, 55K at best now. And the market's a little bit flooded with them because a lot of people are doing that same method we did before. And also, these guys, the superstar MVPs, the new 86s and 85s or whatever they are, they're selling for a good little bit, but it's not going to be worth it. All you're going to do, so I'm saying this is so simple, is literally just sell the cards that you pulled. So you're going to go and put them up on the auction house, all 30 of them or however many you have, and then we're going to calculate that out, and we're going to see how much I made versus how much I spent. Now, the way that you want to do this is not, you're going to drive yourself crazy. If you go through here on your console and you pick up the card like this, you put it on auction, you enter in the amount, download the mobile app, guys. If you don't have the mobile companion app, you need to get it. This is a perfect example. Why? Because if I've got, let's see, how many Nikhil's Harrys do I have? I don't know. There's 3 or 4, yeah, 4 Nikhil Harrys that I could probably put up for sale. If I didn't have the mobile app, I'd have to do them all individually. With the mobile app, let's say if I want to put them up for 4,000, I can put all 4 or 5, however many I have, all at once for that same amount, and it saves me a lot of time. Definitely do that on the mobile companion app. Now, what I want to go look at really quick before we jump over to the spreadsheet is the price that these guys are actually selling for. And then we're going to calculate on here really quick before we jump over to the spreadsheet how much I should make versus how much I spent. So if we go to the 75 to 79 range, and then we're going to filter by program. 75 to 79s in general are a little low. They're going for like 3,400, which is lower than they've been. But if we filter by the superstar MVPs, they're going for 4,000. You could sell them for about 4,000. 4,000 is probably about the max that you're going to get for them right now. That will fluctuate. Might be a little bit higher, might be a little bit lower by the time this video comes out. Make sure you go and check this before you start selling. So we've got 30 of these guys, right? So let's put this all under the calculator. So we've got 30 that we drew with the 1,800 training, times 4,000 is what we can sell them for, times 0.9, because you have to account for tax. That's 108,000 coins that we're going to get for selling all 30 of these guys. Now, how much did I buy my guy for? I don't remember. I bought him for 94,700, so about 95,000, give or take. So I'm about to make 13,000 coins profit on this after all these guys sell. Now, the obvious downside to this method is you have a lot of cards that you're selling. I think in the last method, if we had done the 90 with the 5,000 training, you could roll it like 80 times or something. That's a lot of cards to put them on the auction house. They're not all going to sell. If you don't know how to do the auction house, my sniping tutorial goes over that a little bit, but basically put them up for an hour. Don't put them up for 8 hours or 12 hours. Put them up for an hour, whatever their price is. If they're going for 4,000, for example, I'm going to put them all on the app for like $39.75, just under 4,000 to undercut everyone there, and put them all up. So if I have 80 of them, though, not all of them are going to sell. That's just the fact of how a lot of people are buying these 76 to 78 superstars for these sets, but they're not going to buy 8. That's too many, unless the prices skyrocket and then you're just underselling at that point. They're probably not all going to sell. So you're going to have to go back on your app and re-put them up a few times. But still, their prices are going to hold pretty steady, and you just have to remember to put them up on the auction house and not just assume that they're going to sell. All right, so going back to the fun spreadsheet, I know all of y'all love this, all the numbers and everything. If you watch my other coin method, then I did update some of the numbers. You can see I added a little note that said, of course, it's based off the time I did it. I updated it just a couple hours ago, so these numbers are pretty up to date and all that stuff. They are going for a little more now, the 76 to 78, so we're actually even more profitable, but I think I actually was able to get the 90 for cheaper. So the way I worked this out, you can see down here, these options are not going to be good. Completing the 85 to sell, 86 and 89s. Obviously, the 89s aren't going to be great to do that. They're not going to work out. They're not going to be your best option. You don't get a ton. So we go through 4 different scenarios down here. The first one is going to be the best. The first one is just selling the 76 through the 78. So in this scenario, I was able to find a 90 for 244,000 coins, and I quick sold it for 5,000 training points, which means you can roll the 76 to 78 training pack 83 times. You sell them for an average of 3.8K. After tax, that's 283,000, which I spent 244 in this scenario where I found the prices earlier. That's about a 40,000 coin profit. So I made 13,000 coin profit doing it with just the 87s, and I made about a 40,000, so it was about 3 times the profit for the 90s, which is about right because I spent about 95, and that's actually even better. If you can get the 90s, I got it at cheaper training at 244,000 coins for 5,000 training points. That's more like 48 CPT, I think, so that's a little bit better. So if you can, obviously the cheaper the training, I didn't take a long time to snipe that 87, so spend a little bit of time getting your training and everything. The cheaper you can get it, the more coins you're going to make. This is clearly the best option because you can see here with this option, we make 283 with these numbers, and we spent the same amount on all of them, 244 for this 90 that we bought in a hypothetical scenario. In this hypothetical scenario, I am using the actual market. This was just at 3 o'clock when I updated this. I went and looked on the auction house. I found a 90. Probably should have bought it up considering how cheap it was, but whatever. The worst thing you can do is try to complete the 86s and sell those because you're just not really going to make a lot. Actually, you lose coins in this scenario. So when they were selling for more this morning, then yes, this was a good option, but they're just not selling for as much anymore. The most expensive one I could find was Buckner. He was 110,000, and that's just not going to make you enough back. The next one is just to sell all the 82s. So take all your 76 to 78s, throw them all on the 80 to 82 set, get as many as you can. With a 90 overall, you complete it 16 times, and that does make you a little bit. It's 22,000, but not as good. If you do want to do this one, you're going to make half as much profit. You only have to put 16 cards up on the auction house instead of 83. So if you don't like putting cards up on the auction house, then sure, go with this method. It's the second best one. And then the third best one is what my last video was actually on, because at the time this was the best one, and that was to complete the team builder sets. Now the reason this is not very good anymore, or not as good as it used to be, you still do make a little bit, and again, if you can get it for cheaper training, you will make a good little bit off of it. Team builders, this was at 55,000, assuming they sell for 55,000, and that is the absolute max that I've seen for team builders recently. They've dropped in value and all that, so if you want to do this, you can build the team builders for cheap. I just don't know how much profit. I think they were going for a little bit higher this morning. Now, this evening, tomorrow with Legends, I think they're going to drop in value and kind of stay low in value, so I don't think going the team builder route is going to be the best way anymore. The best way to do it financially to get the most coins is to just straight up sell the 76 to 78s. After that is to complete the 80 to 82s to sell. So don't go and complete the Masters or the Heroes, whatever the heck they're called. Only either sell the 80s to 82s or the 76 to 78s. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. This spreadsheet is linked down below. Like I said, it's updated with all the numbers. So if y'all have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I'll get to them as quickly as I can. Take advantage of these methods while they're available, because the market's always shifting. That's why there's so many coin methods coming out all the time, you know, from Madden YouTubers, is there's always new methods. There's always new stuff to try out. I try to get them out as quickly as I can to y'all. I just work all day, so it's hard to do in a timely manner. So join the Discord if you're not already. We talk about stuff in there a lot. I mentioned this one several hours ago before everyone watching this video has seen it. People in the Discord already knew about it, and if they wanted to, they could be taking advantage. So join the Discord if you're not already. And of course, subscribe to the channel so that when I do put out these coin methods or tips, whatever I'm putting out, you'll see them. Hit the bell icon so you know as soon as they come out, because they are time sensitive a lot of times, like this one. And don't forget to leave a like on this video if you use this method and it gets you a lot of coins. I would appreciate that very much. Helps me out. The YouTube algorithm loves that crap. And of course, I hope y'all did enjoy this video. And as always, I will see y'all in the next one.